Hello and welcome here. For a prospective Justice League 2, Henry Cavill's return as the DCU Superman might have significant effects. It has been clear that Warner Bros. Has had difficulty bringing DC's cast of renowned superheroes to the big screen, but it has also been clear that DCU characters like Henry Cavill's Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman have a lot of potential. The DC Universe has the potential to grow into a sizable franchise full of interrelated tales that can also stand alone as excellent standalone films with the appropriate planning. The DC Extended Universe can still do this with the majority of its original cast, despite its occasional stumbles. Similar like Superman, Henry Cavill gives the series a ray of optimism just when it needs it. After all, Superman serves as the connecting thread between all DC heroes, anti-heroes, and villains, making him the focal point of the DCU in addition to serving as the franchise's creator. Henry Cavill's return heralds the resurgence of the DCU as a vibrant cinematic universe, even though the DCU could have done so without Superman or with another actor donning the cape. Most thrillingly, the possibility that the Justice League, whether in its original roster or with an updated one, will reunite on the big screen once more is increased by Henry Cavill's Superman's return. Without Superman, no Justice League roster is ever complete. Without Superman, the new Justice League movie would have seemed incomplete, and if Henry Cavill had been replaced, the movie would have had to spend a significant amount of time on the new Superman's debut. Thanks to Henry Cavill's return, the DC Universe won't be mired in a never-ending introduction phase, and a prospective Justice League sequel may launch right into the action with the Man of Steel from the big screen. Justice League the 2nd of May shed light on Superman's recent off-screen activities, which very certainly involve significant character growth in between end-of-the-world dangers. The Justice League sequel may raise the stakes for both the Justice League and the other DC Universe heroes as a result of the League's fight's global repercussions. While this is happening, viewers will finally get to see more interactions between Henry Cavill's Superman and other Justice League members, such as Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa's Aquaman, who, despite being two of the DCU's most well-known characters, haven't had a lot of opportunities to share the screen. Although the chances of a Justice League sequel is increased by Henry Cavill's Superman, the DC Universe still faces several challenges. Ezra Miller's legal problems and personal scandals, for instance, would probably necessitate a recast for The Flash, who will either need to be completely replaced with a new speedster or retconned with the aid of the DCEU's multiverse. Ray Fisher was fired from The Flash following the catastrophic theatrical version of Justice League, but Warner Bros.' recent personnel changes may indicate that Cyborg's seat in the Justice League is still open for him. Ben Affleck, who had given up on his DC Universe role, will reprise his part as Batman in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, but it's unclear if he'll be able to commit to more Justice League appearances given Robert Pattinson's critical and economic success in playing the Caped Crusader. Therefore, Justice League the 2nd of May be missing 3 important characters, even with Henry Cavill's Superman back in the limelight. This issue would only worsen if plans for another sequel or crossover event surface in the future. Even while Justice League 2 ultimately retcons a sizable amount of the mythology with The Flash, it still needs to decide what to do with the Justice League continuity. The Snyder Cuts continuity, which now deviates from Zack Snyder's original vision following Warner Bros.' decision not to support the director's plans for the DCU, or the controversial and unpopular theatrical cut directed by Joss Whedon, who has experienced his own share of personal controversies, in which the director has had his own share of personal problems. The latter possibility is more possible, since a Justice League sequel can at least capitalize on Snyder's contributions to the series and recycle his concepts, even though the DC Universe's Snyderverse will never be the same. The post-apocalyptic nightmare future and Darkseid's goal to rule the Earth with the anti-life equation would need to be adjusted to the new DC Universe if Justice League 2 accepts Zack Snyder's Justice League as canon. Thankfully, Henry Cavill's Superman comeback isn't the only good news for a potential Justice League sequel and the DC Universe at large. The significant reorganization at Warner Bros. Resulted in the establishment of DC Studios, which is presently run by James Gunn and Peter Safran. Finally giving the DCU some much-needed structure will allow the franchise to advance with massive world-building and top-notch individual tales thanks to a dedicated studio laser focused on growing the brand. The DCU was severely harmed by the cancellation of Batgirl, but the brand has been reorganized under new management, which signals that similar setbacks won't happen again. In addition, Warner Bros.' choice to continue through with high-profile projects like Blue Beetle, The Flash, and Black Adam demonstrates a dedication to preserving the DCEU, which is now more likely to recover with Henry Cavill's comeback as Superman. An eventual Justice League film is all but assured with seasoned superhero filmmaker James Gunn at the helm. Gunn was obviously equipped to maintain a strong creative identity inside a rigidly organized superhero series thanks to his writing and directorial work on the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy for Marvel Studios, and overseeing the Suicide Squad showed him how to soft reboot a DC property correctly. James Gunn may use the MCU's effective structure as inspiration to revamp the DCU, beginning with the creation of a sound long-term strategy. Because of this, Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, has been the MCU's captain from the beginning, and his many years of experience creating pre-MCU Marvel films, which ranged from huge blockbusters to outright bombs, were a significant part of the backdrop that shaped his vision. James Gunn's expertise in the superhero genre might also result in a more cohesive world, regular team-ups, thrilling crossovers, and moments that will please fans, one of which will be Henry Cavill's reunion with his fellow superheroes in Justice League 2. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.